Wednesday night. Hope all is well as you. We're going to jump into a lot of different things today because there's always chaos and craziness going on. And my goodness me, there is a lot of chaos and craziness. Some of it is hilarious. I'm not going to lie to you. Some of it is sad. Also not going to lie to you on that. But we're going to first start with something that is good news. But I warn everybody who's a Trump supporter because we talk about it. It's the economy, stupid. James Carville said it best. It's the economy, stupid. If the economy rocks, the economy rolls, things are good, guess what happens? That's the only thing that matters. You win in the economy, you win at everything. Inflation numbers came out. And inflation numbers are always weird because they're like, well, here's the deal. It's based on this, this, and this. It's always hard to get a gauge. That's why I always say the most important thing for me as a person who does this for a living is I look at consumer confidence. And if you're confident that your job's going to be there tomorrow and that your paycheck's going to stay steady and rise, you're going to spend money. Far different than if you're terrified. But the inflation numbers were
finally,
out,
we have some good news
shocker.
on the economy and really the number one issue for many Americans, the cost of living. So we just learned that consumer prices in February increased by 2.8% year over year, 0.2% month over month. Both of these figures were a step in the right direction, and both were better than expected. So this is definitely very encouraging to see because it's going to, I think, relieve some fears that inflation was perhaps re-accelerating, because this actually breaks a streak of 4 straight months where I think you could see it on the chart all the way to the right where the inflation rate was going in the wrong direction, right? It was going higher and higher. Finally, we're seeing it dip.
Good. It's good. It's great. Numbers better. That's what you want to see. Are they perfect? No. But that is a much better situation than what a lot of people thought it was going to be, which is exactly what you want, moving in the right direction. Now, it doesn't mean there's not going to be issues. And I still think there's going to be more than a few bumps in the road. What Trump is trying to do, well, that's an interesting question. I don't think we're 100% sure what he's trying to do when it comes to certain things. Everybody is watching it, gauging it. And by that, I mean globally. Are we going to have a battle with Europe now? Are we going to have, because the whiplash, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I can't tell you what tariffs are on or off at this moment in time, because by the time we finish this, it could be gone. That's how fast this stuff moves. So at this moment in time, I think, okay, right. We've seen a little bump here, and we're going to see gas prices are steadying out, dropping a little bit. Depends also where you live, because, some places, California, we're going to go over to our summer blend and they cost you 20 times what it should. But on the other side of it, you've also got to look at egg prices coming down a little bit. That's going to be a helper. But consumer confidence, I'm telling you guys, if you want to gauge the reality of what is taking place, consumer confidence will always get you to where you go. Because if you believe it's good, then it is. And you're going to live your life in a much better way than if you think things are going to hell in a handbasket. Speaking of that, we move over to the usual We Hate Elon segment. And so yesterday, Trump holds his little, car show thing, and everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe he's doing this. Isn't it bizarre to watch the way that people are excited about people protesting and wanting Elon Musk to fail, and for those people to lose their jobs? It's so weird. So this is MSNBC, and Trump says something the other day about, we're going to hold people responsible. Now, I want you to listen to the way that she describes it compared to what he said, and then she comes back into it. Because I'm not great at English, but I understand it a bit.
Have this post claiming that protests at Tesla dealerships are illegal. He said today he would label violence against dealerships domestic terrorism. Now, I am judicious in how I play this sound, but I think you need to hear it from him.
Mr. President talks about some of the violence that's been going on around the country at dealerships. Some say they should be labeled domestic terrorists.
I will do that. I'll do it. I'm going to stop them. We catch anybody doing it, because they're harming a great American company. Let me tell you, you do it to Tesla and you do it to any company, we're going to catch you and you're going to go through hell.
So just to be clear, you protest a private company, you are labeled by this administration.
By the way, that is not, we're going to go over this again. That is not what he said. That is a lie. We're going to have to play this again because I want to make sure that we break this down for you. It's going to kind of be like Monday morning quarterback kind of thing. Let's break it down for you in what he said and what you heard because you hate Elon.
Also overnight have this post claiming that protests at Tesla dealerships are illegal. He said today he would label violence against dealerships domestic terrorism.
Now, he didn't say just against dealerships. He said any company. That's what I heard. Protests are not illegal at all. So I want to go over that. I just want to get, because she's very judicious in the way that she handles this. I want everybody to understand what you're saying doesn't fit what he said. Let's do this again.
But I think you need to hear it from him.
Mr. President talks about some of the violence that's been going on around the country at dealerships. Some say they should be labeled domestic terrorists.
I will do that. I'll do it. I'm going to stop them. We catch anybody doing it because they're harming a great American company. Let me tell you, you do it to Tesla and you do it to any company, we're going to catch you and you're going to go through hell.
Okay. The violence happening there at the Tesla dealerships, and you can't deny that. We're seeing it everywhere. We see idiots running down the street, chasing the truck and trying to punch. What are you thinking? You're an idiot. But that's what he said. Now, let's hear what she said again. So what he said was, hey, what about the violence at these companies and the Tesla dealerships? He didn't just say that. He said any company. Violence against any company.
So just to be clear,
not protest,
you protest
violence.
a private company, you are labeled by this administration a domestic terrorist. But then
I'm sorry. You're an idiot, despite your looks. Pretty hot though, but still, that's not what he said. That's a lie. You've lied, and you've lied with the audio right in front of you, the video right in front of you. You have every right to protest. You can hate Elon all day long. You can want them to lose everything and for every rocket ship to blow up and for all of his cars to explode and nobody ever to drive one of those things again, for him to go bankrupt. You have every right to say that. But doing stuff to sabotage, blowing things up, attacking vehicles, that is a different thing. That is not the same thing as standing there picketing going, Elon's the worst. Elon's the worst. Totally separate things. So what was said, what you heard, two separate things. We move on from go woke, go broke. So you guys don't know the story of the Snow White movie that's coming out. It's coming out this weekend, or is it the 21st? I think it might be coming. It doesn't matter. It's already being blasted. They've canceled several of the premieres, and I could play you the trailer. I could easily do that, and we could sit here, but I've got something better. And this movie, by the way, has cost estimates put it at about $300+ million. Rachel Zegler, who is been nothing more than a pain in Disney's ass, and it has become a nightmare for them. On top of that, she's very much the virtue signal of very woke. Then you had Peter Dinklage come out and say, yeah, we shouldn't have dwarfs and little people and midgets play dwarves in the movie. And so that caused a stir. So instead of using actual little people actors who, I don't know, would like to work, they decided we'll CGI this bitch. So that happened. And that was they didn't even get little people to play the CGI act along characters, and then they CGI around them. They just got regular. I mean, it's so bizarre. So check this out. Again, I could play it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to play something better. This is a thing called chat music, and if you've never seen it, it's hilarious. And they sing comments like it's a rock opera that people have written about things. And this is about, and there's several of these. I go, let's go to part 3 or whatever, because there's so many of them, and you're going to laugh. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but it essentially is the comments after people have seen the trailer of the woke princess / Sleeping Beauty / Cinderella / all the Disney insanity / Snow White. Are you ready? Let's do it.
I think a happy ending would be if she is the apple in the movie fades to black. Even Microsoft is rooting for this Apple canceled YouTube Premium, so I can't enjoy the ads. Not even Oppenheimer could make such a bomb. Disney's going down faster and faster. This movie been released in the 1900s. Titanic would have been forgotten as the worst disaster. Walls look like none of them are alone within a mile of the school. The United States military should use this movie as an interrogation tool. Zagalor is gearing up for a new career as a cashier at TJ Maxx. When your lead actor is so toxic, she poisons the apple instead. Lord Farquaad couldn't give the princess, so he became one. Congrats for her transition. Snow White eats the apple but is unable to sue because she agreed to the Disney Plus terms and conditions. This makes YouTube Rewind look like a cinematic masterpiece. Knowing that this movie exists truly makes me jealous of the blind, the deaf, and the deceased. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Walt Disney disliked this from heaven. Mirror, mirror on the wall, March 21st is the new 9/11. I find your lack of audience concerning, Dwarf Vader. Drop the biggest shit and didn't even give us toilet paper.
Oh my Lord. It is it's that bad. And on top of that, so you've got Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler, and they are polar opposites. If you don't know, Gal Gadot is she's Jewish. She is Israeli. She is a strong supporter of Israel. And let's just say the wokeness of a lot of the other Disney cast has made it a little uncomfortable. So the disaster that is coming is nasty. And whatever happened to making a movie? Like, hey, we're going to make a movie. What's it going to be? It's just going to be fun. That's it. What's the goal? What do you want to tell in the movie? I want to make people smile, laugh, scared, whatever it is. It's just going to be fun. That's all we're looking for. Fun, nothing else. Yeah, but is there something? No, there's nothing else to it. I just want to entertain. Entertain. That's it. Entertain. Well, Disney, we're all going to be entertained on this one. Then we're going to move to the last couple things tonight. Not as long as normally we do, but I will tell you, by the way, that's called chat music. You want to check them out on YouTube. Fantastic. I don't know if this is true. Now, I have looked it up, and I've got it over here. And it is in several different places, including Congressman Van Drew's disturbing state mandate thing that they're talking about when it comes to babies and their sexual orientation. Now, I am not lying. I thought there's no way. This cannot be true. But alas, kids, here it is. This is what it says here, and I bear with me. I'm going to try to do the best I can to read it. It is a little smaller than I normally would say. Inspire Health. Our mission is to provide a safe, compassionate experience that improves the health and well-being of our community by placing the safety of our patients and the support of our employees at the center of all we do. And it goes into all this crap. Now it says patient's name. All right. So you're like, whatever your newborn's name is. Date of the newborn. Okay. I mean, it seems, it's a question of sexual orientation and gender identity questionnaire. You're like, hold on a second. My kid's just born. The F are you people doing? It gets better. Here we go. What sex was your baby assigned at birth? Male, female, prefer not to answer. And there's a bunch of dumbasses out there like, we are very much going to raise our kids totally gender neutral. Let them choose. Okay. Do you identify your baby as, I think this should be a questionnaire, is if you answer anything other than what you're supposed to, they come and take the baby away from you. Sorry, you cannot have the baby. Female, male, transgender, female, trans woman, male to female. This is a newborn. Transgender male, female to male, queer, genderqueer, neither exclusively male nor female. Additional gender category, self-described, please specify or prefer not to answer. Which of the following, newborn, by the way, describes your baby? Lesbian or gay, straight or heterosexual, bisexual, self-described, please specify, questioning, unsure, prefer not to answer. And like I said, I keep thinking this has to be a parody, but I'm on Congressman Jefferson Van Drew's site, and it is on several other sites out there. And I'm like, this cannot be real. I want to believe there's no way, but then I realize, welcome to the insanity that we have. That's Jones Jackson. This form may have saved a lot of female babies in China over the last decade. Yeah, they wish that too, because it's a sausage factory right now, and that's not working away for them. But it is on several different things, including NJ.com, which is a big New Jersey site. They're like, controversial. It's just effing stupid, you clowns. Well, there you go. Welcome to America. And finally, speaking of the transgender movement, here's a street preacher who apparently gets into a little tiff with somebody who could have easily filled out a lot of this paperwork here. And boy, that person
harder. Well, but you need to try less being like somebody you're not and start to humble yourself and be somebody that God made you to be. He didn't make a man to be a woman. He made the man to be a man. He didn't make the woman to be a man. He made the woman to be a woman. And this is the truth. What are you going to do? Come attack me now?
I should.
Hey, man, it's up to you. If you want to pull that on me, well, God bless you. So you just threatened me with a gun. You just pulled a gun on my face. Man, Lord have mercy on you. This means that you don't even know who you are. Nope, I still love you. Even though you pulled a gun on me, I still love you. I still bless you.
Man, I tell you what, we have lost the plot in this country, and there's a perfect example of insanity between the baby questionnaire, the street preacher. Y'all need a little Jesus, is what I'm trying to say. Just incredibly insane. Welcome to the world we live in. And one last crazy thing, and Amazon rainforest. You guys know what that is? Well, the Amazon rainforest is, how should I put this? Having a bunch of it cut down. And you think, well, why would they do that? I thought the whole thing is just like, let's save the planet, right? Like, why are we cutting it down? Is it something bad? It's an 8-mile stretch, and they're putting in a new highway. Why are they doing that? Climate change. Oh, for climate change? No, they're having a big climate change summit there, and they need to put in a highway. So they've lopped down a bunch of the forest so they can put in new roads. You can't make it up. Let's just say the farmers aren't happy. They've lost a lot of everything. One person said everything is destroyed. People who live about a quarter of a mile away from the roadway in the progress used to make a living harvesting berries and all kinds of things, and they can no longer do that because nothing is standing. And they're all going to go there, and they're going to play grab ass with one another, and they're going to talk about how they need to save the world and how they're the only ones who get to do it, and that the best thing that people can do is give them more power and more money, and don't do anything that could jeopardize that power and money. And for God's sakes, make sure that the rest of the world has to pay their fair share for climate change. last time I checked, I think a lot of this stuff could have been done on Zoom or like we're doing tonight. And that has saved a lot. But it's more about going and playing grab ass. Solid. Enjoyed it tonight. Check me out tomorrow. As always, I'm on wee early hours in the morning on the Pacific time zone, 6 to 9. Not too wee hours early in the morning. But you can also check me out 9 to noon on the East Coast and go to ChadBensonShow.com. You can grab merch, see all kinds of stuff. We're going to do more and more of these every single day. And we're just kind of getting into this and we're having a good time. Love it. Appreciate it that you guys give us a shout out, like and subscribe. Check us out across all of our social media. Chad Benson Show TV on YouTube. Like and subscribe if you're watching there. And go check out our Instagram and everything else. You guys have a great rest of your night.